and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about a very common question. Teacher Prix, why do I understand English teachers but not native speakers? What's going on with me? What is wrong with me? So tonight I'll be answering that question and also other questions connected with listening. So if you need to improve your listening, if you have problems with your listening skills, if you're trying to improve your listening practice, make sure to watch this lesson until the end. Now, this is a live lesson, but here on my main channel, after I finish this lesson, I will only leave the first 10 minutes. In my second channel, I will upload the full episode. So after I finish, this will be gone, but I will leave the links in the description. Now, guys, tonight I'll be answering the question, Teacher, I understand teachers but not native speakers. Why does that happen and what can I do? I will also talk about how you can advance your listening skills over the next 6 months so that you can really understand people in English over the next 6 months. Is that possible? Can I do that? I will also talk about how to understand TV news. People ask me this question. Some BSA asked me that question. How to understand different accents. People on Instagram, come to YouTube. I will not stay here for all the episode, okay? So come to YouTube. Teacher Prix. I prepared the slides. They will be very helpful, okay? And I will also talk about podcasts. How can I find, this was a question from some of you. I think it was Hobson who asked this question. Hobson, are you a BSA? If you're watching the replay, you can let me know as well. So I'll be answering these 5 main questions tonight. Hello people on YouTube, hello people on Instagram. It is always wonderful to have you guys here. As usual, I like to know who you are. Are you a newbie? Are you a regular? Are you a BSA? Or whatever. I like to know who you are. It's a way for me to identify what kind of student. If you are a newbie, you are recently becoming familiar with my lessons. Maybe it's your first time around here. If you are a regular, you're always around, maybe not watching all the live lessons, but you know me, you've known me for some time. If you are a BSA, it means you are a student in my academy, my online English program. And whenever in this lesson, whenever I say something that you agree with, that you find value in, type the hashtag value in the comments, in the chat if you're watching the replay. That way I know that I am helping you learn something useful, something new. That's my main job tonight, okay? And here I forgot to change the title. I'm talking about no title. I think I should have changed this title, but I'm not gonna change it now, okay? Now guys, is it possible to advance my English? No Portuguese, okay? No Portuguese, English. I have to say this so many times. I feel like a broken record. I'm a broken record. But that's the gist of it, right? It is what it is. Teachers do what they gotta do. Yo, we do. We do, Oh, well, Now, guys, can you improve your listening skills dramatically in 6 months so that you can watch advanced videos, advanced lessons, interesting stuff in English? Listening. Can you do that? Yes, it is possible to really advance your listening skills in 6 months, but for that we need to consider some important points. And if you are here watching on YouTube or on Facebook, you can see the slides that I have prepared because I always take the time to prepare these lessons for you. Now, guys, the first thing you need to understand is there are shortcuts, okay, that you can follow to achieve your goals faster. And as I am talking about tonight, I'm focusing on listening comprehension. So that's the main goal of this meetup, okay? So do you want to improve your listening? Tell me here in the chat, hashtag yes or hashtag no. Maybe you don't want to improve your listening. Do you want to improve your listening? People on Facebook, let me know. We also need to consider the strategy. Only using the shortcuts won't help you if you don't have a strategy, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. We also need to take into consideration the actions, okay? This lesson is going, what am I trying to say about action? What I'm doing right now is give you the theory, okay? I'm going to give you what to do. I'm going to tell you what to do, but it's not the action. I'm going to show you what you need to do, but then after this lesson is over, the next time you sit down to study, you will need to take action. You will need to implement. Otherwise, nothing is going to change. And finally, we're going to talk about repetition. As you can see here, there's a beautiful picture, in Rome. Rome wasn't built in a day. This is a common proverb, a common expression, that Rome wasn't built in a day. Do you know this expression? Do you know what this means? Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. Tell me if you understand. Explain this expression in a day. Here to me. I would love to know, okay? So we are going to talk about that. Now, the interesting thing, before we move on, is I have a case study of what it means to be able to improve your listening over the next 6 months on your journey to English fluency, listening comprehension. And there was this BSA that sent a post to me because we have a platform in my academy, and there the students participate, they post their questions, they use the vocabulary they study. And it was interesting because this particular student, her name is Virginia, she posted to me, "Teacher, now I understand movies in English. And I watched Rear Window by Hitchcock, and I'm gonna watch Casablanca. You're amazing, awesome, you rock, great." So here, she was already beginning to understand movies. She was working inside the academy, studying the lessons, taking the time, following the strategy, following the repetition process, taking action, following the recommendations that I give them inside the platform. I'm going to share some of them here in this lesson. And then after a few months, she gave me another feedback. She said, "Teacher, this is the last module. She was finishing the program, and I have learned a lot from you. Thank you so much. Now I can understand song lyrics, audios. My American trainer, Jillian Michaels, a native speaker." So she was explaining that, wow, now I understand native speakers, her favorite trainer, Jillian Michaels, she speaks pretty fast. If you try to find her on YouTube and you'll see. Song lyrics, audios in general. So why is this happening to this student and so many other students in my program? They are doing the work. They are following specific strategies. They are taking the shortcuts that I give them, that I explain them, and I'm going to be showing you in this first part of the lesson. As I told you, I will be answering, I think, 5 questions. This is the first one I'll be answering. I'm answering right now. Now, guys, what is a shortcut? Okay, basically, a shortcut is a shorter way of getting from one place to another. So maybe I want to get downtown. So I go on my Google Maps and I try to find a shortcut. I try to find a quicker alternative to get downtown. And that's basically what I want to show you, because sometimes the students work on their listening skills in a really long way. And that makes the journey a little bit tiring. They may not see the results they're looking for. And this is what I want to change with this part of the lesson, okay? So basically, the shortcut involves the length and the materials. I was talking to 2 friends of mine this morning, and we were discussing the insane amount of information on the internet nowadays. Really, today you can find pretty much anything on the internet. There are so many things for you to listen. It is insane. It's crazy. And when you are completely alone without a program like mine in the academy or without a private teacher, it can be very difficult to decide, wow, where should I go? What should I do? So the first shortcut you need to understand is you gotta focus on short audio materials. Really, do you want to improve your English and be like this student from my academy that now understands native speakers, understands her favorite trainer, and is now watching her favorite movies? Well, you got to take a step back because during her practice, her exercises were based on short materials. That will be a much more productive way for you to get the results you want. I will also talk about materials because it is connected to the strategy, okay? That's the second step, the second point. You need to choose wisely, okay? It's not just anything. The material you choose to listen needs to be connected with something useful. For example, I don't know if I have it here. But this morning, well, not this morning, I think for the past month, I've been studying about Italian music, especially classical music. And then I decided that I wanted something more because I like to combine reading, I like to combine listening. It's what I do in the academy, it's what I do in my life, it's what I do with my students and what I teach you. So I Googled something to read connected with music. I googled the benefits of music for adults and old people. And then what I did after that was to find something to listen connected with the subject, because I've been studying about music for the last 30 days. You know, I'm really working and studying and learning a lot of vocabulary. So I found something useful to watch, I think 2 or 3 videos, and they were all short. Remember, shortcut, okay? With this exercise, I'm working on improving comprehension. If you want to get to the movies, if you want to get to the podcasts, first, you got to focus on the strategy. So short materials, short audio lessons, and choose wisely. Why am I listening about the importance of music? Because that's my subject of the month. I've been studying about music and classical music and different artists and the benefits of music. So I connected the subjects. Then action, play, then what? It's not hitting play, you know. I applaud you for being here. That is amazing. I am so grateful to have you here. But this is just the play part. How about the action part, you know, the activity you actually have to do once you start studying? And I've been doing exercise. It's not just, oh, I'm just going to listen. This is something that I always do with my students in my program. When they listen, they have exercise. It's not just to listen and, okay, I understood. Awesome. What's next? No, you got to test what you listen. And finally, Rome wasn't built in a day. You got to repeat. You got to repeat the process. It takes time for things to happen. But as I showed, this BSA in particular was very happy with her results because she repeated the process. She trusted the process, and then she got results. How amazing is that? And I know you can do that as well if you implement these 4 strategies. Now, the wrong way to do it, okay? The wrong way to do it. Pay attention. If you start with the outcome in mind, what is the outcome? Think of all the things you want to understand in real life. Movies, TV shows, long podcasts, podcasts like this student. She wanted to understand her favorite movies, her favorite trainer. Those were the outcomes. Those were the things she wanted, okay? So those are the outcomes. Think of the ones you want for you. So starting with the outcome is starting your listening routine by watching those things. That's the wrong way to do. You need to focus on shorter materials that are connected with something you enjoy. So maybe, let's say, Jillian, the trainer, the physical trainer, the personal trainer. Maybe I can't understand her right now, but how about if I watch short videos on YouTube that talk about training, about improving your overall fitness, and always testing my listening, doing exercises, checking the vocabulary, repeating it more times. It's not just listen once, listen twice. Because if you think about it, it's a short audio material. So you can listen more times. So starting with what you want to do in the future That's the wrong way to do, because a movie is a 2-hour long show. And if you are going to implement the strategies of taking actions, checking vocabulary, checking grammar, then it'll be very time consuming and not very productive. So there is a better way to follow. So don't start with the mentality of the outcome, okay? The next thing that if you do it, you're not gonna get good results. You're gonna feel lost and confused, which is to choose random subjects. And what is this? Let's say, like, this student again, she loves her personal trainer, you know, the fitness trainer, Jillian Michael. And so probably she likes fitness. So in her world, she really wanted to better understand personal trainers, you know, fitness trainers. So in her case, if she follows a video, because sometimes this trainer makes long videos, but if she focuses on very long training sessions, not the training, but videos, educational videos about fitness, okay? If she focuses on very long educational videos about training, it'll be difficult. But if she chooses something that is shorter, then it'll be easy, okay? It'll be easier for her to work on. However, if she wants to improve her educational fitness comprehension, but she never practices that, she never watches anything about it, she never reads anything about it, and she magically expects to improve her comprehension, that is not going to happen. So what is your intention? For example, I established mine this month. Well, last month, I'm almost finishing. I established mine. So you've got to have a weekly or a monthly intention. It all comes down to your study routine plan, but you got to establish that. Just choosing crazy things to watch will not necessarily help you, especially if you don't follow a process. If you simply hit the play button and, you know, whatever, you know. And the final thing, the final wrong thing, okay? Expect to understand simply by listening. Good luck. Good luck with that. You gotta take action. This BSA was successful because in every module of the academy and the challenges and the extra activities, there were exercises to test her knowledge, because that's how you improve your listening. So I conditioned her to test her listening skills, then work on pronunciation, work on intonation, work on shadowing, and as a result, her listening skills improved. If you want that to happen to you, you can't just expect to understand everything. You gotta do the work, okay? Now, guys, I'm going to show you the right way to do it. But as I told you, this is not going to be totally available here on my main channel. If you want to continue watching, as you can see here on the screen, you got to check the descriptions of this video. Not now, if you're watching the replay, okay? Check the descriptions of this video. There will be a link to the complete episode, this complete episode. Then you can go and check out the other questions that I'm going to be answering about listening comprehension. So you can check it out, okay? Now let me get back to my answer. Very nice. Now, what is the right way